Hi, I'm Raven.
I'm Taylor.
Welcome to Strange Narratives.
We're back.
We are back.
Merry early Christmas.
Merry early Christmas. I got us a little
festive
tree.
As hell.
We got
Look at Franklin.
Franklin's
Dapper
killing it
boy.
over there, dude.
How you doing?
I'm all right, hey, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What else is new? It's Christmas time.
Right? Tis the season.
Well,
do we have any
get
business?
before we get into that, like we always say, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in again.
Again, Merry Christmas.
If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that like button if you like what you're hearing. Hit that bell icon so you never miss an episode.
Yeah.
Interact with us down in the comments. We are so thankful for every single one of you that listens.
Mm-hmm.
You guys
we
make this
you
worth
all.
it every
we hope
single
you
day.
Happy holidays.
Very festive days ahead. Hopefully,
Yes.
I'm trying
good.
not to be a Scrinch, a
Scrooge.
Scrooge and a Grinch. Yeah.
Yep.
A Scrinch.
A Scrinch.
Don't be a Grinch.
We're gonna TM that. Anyway, what are we talking about today?
We're gonna talk about the ghost ship Mary Celeste.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Quick note to start with, which we'll get elaborated on later. Some of you may have heard it called the Marie Celeste.
Okay.
But it is actually the Mary Celeste.
Oh, okay.
Like M-A-R-Y. I'll explain later as to how that mix-up occurred, and it's really silly.
Okay.
But the fate of the captain and crew of the Mary Celeste remains one of the most interesting maritime mysteries of all time. Originally christened Amazon, it was given a new name after a series of mishaps, including the sudden illness and death of its first captain, and a collision with another ship in the English Channel.
So already off to
a really bad start. And I've heard before that it's like bad luck to change the name of a vessel to begin with, or maybe that's the only way you can get rid of the bad. I can't remember. It's something superstitious.
Sage the shit out of it.
Sailors are some of the most superstitious people out there.
Well, yeah, they
the
see
Albos,
some yeah.
True, they have seen
We
some
still
shit.
have to do our episode on the Titanic. That alone.
Dude, that one's gonna be nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, stupid conspiracy
I bet you
theories.
anything that's gonna be a multiple part one.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
After years of overly complicated trades between captains, a couple more wrecks, and actually being labeled as a derelict, but then bought and later repaired by another captain.
Right.
It eventually ended up in the hands of Captain Benjamin S. Briggs.
Okay.
And unfortunately, he won't be the last captain to pilot the ship either.
Okay.
On November 7th, 1872, the 282-ton brigantine. 282 tons. What the? I
can't even
I know a
fathom
truck is like 14 tons or something. Like my dad's truck is like 14 or 24 tons. I don't know.
Yeah, I know his truck is hefty.
How much is a ton? 1,000 pounds?
Beats me.
Every time we start trying to talk about this, I just know somebody's in the comments like,
reaming at us right now.
Learn something. I'm trying. I'm old and stupid.
We're not good at math.
Like I said, on November 7th, 1872, the 282-ton brigantine would set sail from New York Harbor and sail to Genoa, Italy.
Okay.
On board were the ship's captain, Benjamin S. Briggs, his wife, Sarah, and their 2-year-old daughter, Sophia.
No, there's a baby on board.
As well as 8 crew members.
So 10 in total?
10
or
to
11 in total?
Okay. Yeah. Less than a month later, on December 5th, a passing British ship called De Gratia spotted the Mary Celeste at partial sail and adrift about 400 miles east of the Azores. Which, funny note, the Azores is where my dad's side of the family is from.
Really?
It's in Portugal.
Okay. I was like, where is that?
Yeah, it's in Portugal somewhere. I've never been. They got to go back a couple of years ago and actually meet some of our extended family that still lives there.
That's so cool. That's why I really want to do that 23andMe, because I want to track.
Oh, dude,
especially
I see my last name
Spanish
all
side.
over the place.
Yes.
I literally was going to do an episode about the glyphosate again. I'm still trying to find more details.
Yeah.
And I was reading an article published by some Costa Ferrera, and I'm like, what the fuck?
My friend Kiana, her last name is
Yeah,
Ferrera.
it's and spelled exactly the
Yep.
same. There's a lot of Ferreras out there.
There's a lot of Cordovas too.
That's
People are
crazy.
constantly asking me if I'm related to this person, that person. I was like,
I don't know.
I don't know. It's super,
Maybe.
super popular Spanish last name.
True.
So.
True. Ferrera is also
No idea.
the Ferrera name is a very prominent winemaking name in Portugal. My dad has a couple bottles of Ferrera wine.
Hell yeah.
He found
That's
them.
awesome.
Yeah, he's a weird collector
so
like
cool.
that, but he
I
also
like that,
it's
though.
cool. It's cool as shit.
Yeah.
So it would be found 400 miles east of the Azores. Captain David Morehouse of the De Gratia would send a boarding party to the ship. Below decks, the ship's charts had been tossed about, and the crewmen's belongings were still in their quarters.
Okay.
The ship's only lifeboat was missing, and one of its 2 pumps had been disassembled. 3.5 feet of water was sloshing in the ship's bottom, though the cargo of 1,701 barrels of industrial alcohol was largely intact.
See, if I was on board, that shit would have been gone.
But with no sign of the captain, his family, or any of the crew.
How much did they have, other than, the alcohol, their cargo, obviously? What was
There was 6 months' supply of food and water.
Okay, that's what I was just going to ask about.
And, personal belongings that were all still there. They were all untouched.
Was the food and everything was untouched?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah. Aside from the several feet of water in the hold and a missing lifeboat, the ship itself was relatively undamaged.
That's insane.
Absolutely no reason for it to have been abandoned.
Well, and it's where would you, is this a pirate situation? What the
That's
fuck?
what, there's a lot of, we'll get into some of the theories later on, but it's wild, and they still haven't figured it out, which doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
it's
'cause
fucking crazy.
This was 1870 something?
1872.
Okay.
Yeah.
What the
Fucking nuts, dude, right?
I want to know. Because I know there's a documentary that they came out with.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple
Yeah.
literature and movies and stuff about this too.
That's
I'll talk
so
about that
crazy.
near the end. Since the De Gratia had found the ship abandoned, they obviously get salvage rights, so they towed it into the nearest port, and an investigation would open up into whether or not they had, done something
To the
nefarious
crew
or
whatever.
illegal to get the
Yeah.
ship. The investigation did prove that there was no evidence of foul play.
Okay.
So the crew was awarded, but they only received a fraction of the $46,000 insurance plan that was on the boat.
That's so weird that
So
they would get it and not the...
well, but that's salvage rights. It's whoever
That's true.
salvaged the ships gets the payout that from the insurance company or whatever.
That's so weird.
But since they didn't get the max amount, a lot of people think it's because they still thought there was some kind of foul play involved, but they just couldn't prove it. So they're like, we'll give you some money, just get the fuck away. You don't get it all because you probably killed these people.
Right. It's well, we did it. we found it.
Maybe, we don't know.
Right.
We don't know. But after its salvage, the Mary Celeste would sail again under different owners for 12 years before its final captain deliberately ran it aground in Haiti as part of an attempted insurance fraud. And then that was where it would finally sink and remain sunk. But such a fucking...
Why?
This poor vessel just wanted to float, and everybody's like, "We're gonna sink you, bitch.
We're gonna sink you. We're gonna abandon you.
Trade you around like you're nothing."
Yeah.
It's a beautiful boat, though. But while there are many theories on what happened, there has never been a definitive answer for the disappearance of the Mary Celeste's crew. Some of the theories have ranged from mutiny and a pirate attack to assault by a giant octopus or sea creature.
Kraken.
It's the Kraken! But due to the, undamaged nature of the vessel, they don't think it was a pirate raid. They don't think it was a sea...
Yeah, I feel like you'd have some evidence.
Yeah, you'd have some
especially of
destroyed...
a Kraken attack.
Or a pirate
ship,
dude. They would fucking bomb the shit out of you before they board you. So there'd be holes all over that thing.
And there'd be bodies everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah, I don't think pirates take
They would have taken all that
hostage.
alcohol for sure.
Oh, yeah, they would not have left 1,700 barrels of alcohol behind.
I wouldn't have.
while the more scientifically minded proposed an explosion caused by fumes from the 1,700 barrels of crude alcohol in the ship's hold. However, the crew of the De Gratia noted the hatch to the lower decks was
it was
latched.
Okay.
And there was no signs of an explosion anywhere because obviously
you would have evidence of that.
Yeah, I don't think just
Especially
one barrel would
because they were
explode.
made of probably fucking mostly wood and shit.
Well, they
back
were
then.
actually the reason why 7 of them were empty was because they were made out of redwood and it is super porous, so the alcohol was seeping out of all of them over time.
Okay.
But even
Slow
that, there was
leak,
still
if you
no explosion or anything because of it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle would even wade in with a short story published in 1884, in which the inhabitants of the ghost ship fell victim to an ex-slave seeking vengeance, but I couldn't find anywhere that said that his crew members were slaves.
So that was what I originally started reading on, and that's why I was like, Raven,
okay, yeah.
hit this.
Yeah,
because
so
that was the first theory that popped up, and I was like, this is more of a Raven episode than mine.
So that actually, there was no proof that he had slaves on the ship or any of his crew members were slaves or anything like that.
It kind of feels more like a piracy situation.
Well, I think
know.
with the
But
one
strange.
answer we kind of get near the end kind of makes sense, but
Okay.
well, in this piece he would call the ship Marie instead of Mary, which instantly caused everybody to start calling
Throws it off.
Yeah. Everybody from then on basically referred to it as the Marie Celeste.
And it was Mary.
It's always been the Mary Celeste.
Okay. See,
Which-
because
'cause that's
even when I told it to you, I said it was Marie.
You typed Marie Celeste, and when I typed it in, the first thing that popped up said Mary Celeste. And I was like, maybe that's the same thing. So I clicked on it, and at the very beginning, it was originally called Mary Celeste. It's been erroneously called the Marie Celeste for way too long. I was like, oh, damn, these people are
Fucking
pissed
typo.
about this.
Yeah, they're so fucking listen
So fucking
here.
listen. This is the
fucking
name of the
prick,
boat.
Sir, whatever the fuck.
Arthur Conan Doyle. I think that's the
Arthur
same
Conan
dude that
Doyle.
did Sherlock Holmes. But correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know.
They
I
probably
did
will.
used to
They're yelling
read-
at us already.
Oh, already. I did used to read Sherlock Holmes. I actually like.
I have never read a Sherlock Holmes book, which is surprising.
Right.
Because that's definitely my jam.
I like the movies. Did you watch the movies?
Yes, I love
yeah,
Robert
the
Downey
movie-
Jr. So good. Amazing actor. We watched Oppenheimer the other night,
Oh, I want to see
and he's in it. It is really
I
good.
didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Because I
They
knew
did a good job of keeping
Colin,
a lot of people.
whatever the
Colin
fuck.
Firth
Yeah, love him.
or Colin Farrell.
No,
Colin Firth.
I think so. He's in Peaky Blinders and shit.
Yeah.
Piercing blue eyes. I feel like his name is Colin.
I don't
Hold
know
on.
now.
Let me look. Because that's going to bother the shit out of me. Peaky. Cast. Oh, Cillian Murphy. Sorry.
I love
Close
Cillian
enough.
Murphy.
Love him.
He was in 28 Days Later.
I'm obsessed with his eyes. I'm like, you have the prettiest fucking eyes. Most beautiful bone structure. But yeah. Him and Robert Downey Jr. are in it. But they did a really good job with it. It was intense. I mean, I was mostly editing, so I was kind of in between watching it, but what I saw was really good.
I need to get rid of my phone, honestly, because I pay for Netflix just to put it on and zone out into my phone.
That's fair. I'm really bad about doing that too. It's the ADHD in us.
I even got in trouble in a dungeon last night because I was
Scrolling.
and I look up and they're halfway down dying. And I'm like, oh shit,
Sorry.
my bad. My
She's
cat
on her way.
My cat got in the way.
Help is on the way, dear.
I love Mrs. Doubtfire.
Right. I miss
One of my
fucking
favorite
Robin
movies.
Williams.
In 2001, best-selling novelist and adventurer Clive Cussler claimed
What a name.
right.
He's meant to be a fucking
adventurer. Claimed to have found the wreck of the Mary Celeste, but later analysis of the timbers retrieved from the ship he found showed the wood was still living at least a decade after Mary Celeste had sunk.
Okay, so it was a different vessel.
Yeah, they didn't even chop the tree down that made that boat until almost 12 years after the fucking...
That's so crazy. Like, science blows my
Right?
mind. I'm so obsessed with it that you can narrow it down to when that tree was cut.
It's so crazy.
It's amazing.
It's so crazy.
I love it.
Or I saw a post the other day that made me feel really good about... Well, not made me feel good about myself, but it was like an inspirational one where it's like... It was showing the rings of this like massive oak tree, and you know, a couple years in, there was just
decay.
rotted rings, and it's like, see, even massive, beautiful trees go through a couple rough years, and then
still become something so beautiful. Yeah, I think I saw that too.
I was like, oh,
yeah, I saw like a TikTok about it.
Better than the onion analogy, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Fucking Shrek.
Onions have layers, so ogres have layers.
So ogres are onions?
Donkey, shut up.
On the less sensationalized end, an investigation chronicled in the 2007 documentary, The True Story of the Mary Celeste, which is what I think you're talking about.
Yes. Because it was that chick, she like wrote, produced, and directed it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
She was able to offer no definitive conclusion, but did suggest a scenario in which a faulty chronometer, rough seas, and a clogged onboard pump could have led Briggs to order the ship abandoned shortly after sighting land on November 25th, 1872.
Okay, but even still, I feel like you'd find that lifeboat. Did they send like a search party out?
That is my biggest thing. Is if that was what had happened and all they did was abandon the ship because they thought it was going to sink, why the fuck didn't they turn up again? Why didn't they go to the nearest port and be like, hey, our ship's busted out there. Can you help us tow it in?
And either that, if you can't make it that far, like, don't you think they would grab, like, at least minimal freaking supplies to, like, stay on the lifeboat and be a safe distance away and just kind of, like, chill?
That's why I don't understand, like,
it doesn't make any sense.
There was
Where
no
the fuck
signs
would they
of, like,
gone?
making like people being forced to leave the boat.
Well, and you left all your personal belongings. You would think something would be taken.
The only thing that was like jumbled up was the charts and stuff, which maybe he got frustrated because he thought they were lost and threw the charts off the table. But
and then you
like,
said there was a broken or
a
disassembled
broken pump. Yeah, a disassembled pump, which helps like keep water out because boats can gain water no matter what.
Because you said there was 3.5 feet of water.
Yeah, it said about 3 feet of water standing in the bottom of the ship, but it was not. It wasn't listing. It wasn't like they would have been more than able to barrel.
It's
like
so weird, and like obviously because of the circumstances, no wonder why there's people out there that are obsessed with trying to figure out what the fuck happened to these people. That's 11 people, including a baby,
a 2-year-old that just goes missing.
That's like my youngest, just
and
vanishing.
This dude Briggs, like he was a shareholder in a big company. That was how he ended up with the boat because the company he owned bought the boat, and then he had a certain number of shares in the company when it like went up or whatever. So he ended up with the boat. Like he wasn't some small nobody. Like,
well, what sucks is because it was
1872. Yeah.
There's limited scope of information here,
especially out on the water. Like, and I guess the journal. The last notes in the journal were like started 10 days before the ship was found, and it didn't make mention of anything going wrong, just mention of the pump not working.
See, so it had to have been like a spur of the moment thing.
The only thing I can think is that they like the water started to come on, and his wife panicked and was like, "We have a fucking baby on the boat, and the boat's sinking. Like, let's get the fuck off." And then they got off.
But where did they go?
Like, did they land on a shore somewhere and get killed by some, bandits, pirates, natives?
See, that's why I kind of feel like it's like a pirate situation because, like, you have enough people on your, I don't want to say like squad, but.
Roll up,
whatever the fuck. You have enough people in your crew. If you overpower them in any way, you don't necessarily need to be violent. Enough another ship boarding you without permission, like that would be enough for me to be like, what do you want?
I just think
where are we going?
I just think that's weird, and like there's not a lot of information that we can find about it, because they still
Again.
haven't even found the wreck of it.
Right.
So like,
Which is crazy because you said it.
well, no, it wouldn't even have mattered if they found the wreck of it, because the fuck it was some dude 12
it
years
was
later
just
that wrecked it.
adrift.
Yeah, this was just So like, there's no way unless they find the wreckage of the lifeboat, I guess is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
They would have to find wherever that lifeboat landed, and then maybe they could track where they went from there. But that
just makes me so
couple hundred
sad.
years ago now, so fuck it.
Just makes me sad to think about the baby.
But it's right. But it's also crazy because this isn't the first time that there have been ships found just completely abandoned adrift out at sea.
Yeah.
There was another one, I forgot to write down the name of it, but it was like a just kind of like a merchant transport vessel.
There's that cruise ship too.
Maybe that's what it was.
It
was a small
like
cruise
I
ship,
think
and like 20-something people went missing.
Yeah.
And have never been found.
Yeah.
There was inquiries into it.
I think there was one in like 2012.
That's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Everybody on board just MIA.
Yep. No sign of any foul play or anything.
Everything was perfectly fine. There's enough fuel, everything.
Yeah, it's so weird.
I just don't understand.
Aliens?
Yeah, I was gonna say, or some like Bermuda Triangle type shit.
But I don't think they were close
just
to
that
the
like
Bermuda
Malaysia
Triangle.
plane that just fucking vanished.
Oh, what was it?
The Malaysia 395 or whatever the fuck. Yeah. It was like a Boeing 77.
Like, it's fucking crazy in today's age where we have so much technology and information to track stuff
and
that it can still happen. Yeah.
It's insane.
So who knows how much it happened back then, and we just never found those vessels.
Yeah.
Like, that's just so crazy to think about.
Netflix has a really good documentary on that, by the way.
On the Mary Celeste?
No, on the
on the
Malaysian
cruise ship one? Oh. The airplane.
Yeah.
I don't know. That one bothers me still.
It's fascinating.
Because it's still too recent.
Yeah. No, I think it's super fascinating because it only happened, like 2019?
I think so. Yeah, pretty recent.
I don't know.
Like right before the pandemic.
I'll correct myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to rack my brain about that.
That
for,
one, like,
the
no,
rest
even
of my
like,
life.
I've tried to look at as many different sources as I could, and I'm like, they all say the same thing.
Yeah.
They all have like the exact same amount of information.
Yeah. I'm just really glad I only read like that short snippet. Yeah. And I was like, Raven.
Yeah. I'm glad you did too, because that was really cool to look up. Because I don't think I've ever heard of it, or maybe I have
never
and
heard
I just
of it.
didn't register it when you sent it to me.
I was trying to find a topic for my episode, and I came across that, and I was like, this is a Raven episode for sure.
Well, that was perfect because it was really interesting to research, and I love maritime stuff. Like, that's where half my D&D campaign is taking place right now. Maybe they'll find an abandoned vessel. That would be creepy. And I would have to make them search the ship and like piece together clues to figure out why the crew is missing.
Ooh, I like that.
That's cool.
That would be so fun.
Cool. Okay, I'm always coming up with some weird shit. But
she is so freaking creative, you guys. Like, I need to start like just recording her talk about her campaign ideas.
I found an old journal that I had. I haven't touched in years, and I read the first couple pages, and it was a story I had started writing where it's like a group of adventurers going through the woods, and like their scout comes sprinting up on his horse and is like undead, and before they can even react, like they're surrounded by them and shit, and like that's where it ended in the book. I was like, what? I want to know what happens.
And I told you before, like you should write fiction.
I want to. I've wanted to my entire life.
You're so fucking creative. Just start doing it. You have a beautiful laptop now.
I know. I just don't have the motivation. I just need to.
I think you do.
I need to just sit down and start doing it.
Yeah. Just when you're catching yourself like mindlessly scrolling, just be like, fuck
put
it.
that down and start writing.
Yeah.
Because I have because basically what I want to do is just take the adventures that happen in my campaigns and translate them into my stories. Because they're fucking funny.
Yeah.
And then it's just easy
That
material.
last session we did was silly.
Dude, that one was awesome. That one turned out perfectly. Oh, and then I did really feel bad because I ended up talking to Chase about it the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I messed up, and he should have had one more spell and probably a little minion dude following him around.
Oh, shit.
So he was kind of crippled compared to everybody else.
That's fair.
So I felt kind of bad.
You can make up for it.
Yeah, I told him.
Next time
I told
we
him
pick
the
it
next
up.
session I'll definitely like I'll make it up to him.
Sure. Yeah.
But that's why he wasn't having as much fun, so I feel a little bad about that.
Oh, sorry, dude.
Eh,
Eh.
it happens. I'm still learning. You got to be patient with me. I'm sorry.
You're an amazing DM, though.
I try
I'll tell
really
you
hard.
right now. I tell my friend Dev, I don't know if you watch this, dude, but if you do, thank you. He just started a podcast too.
Very first line in the Dungeons and Dragons Dungeon Master Hand Guide that was written by the people that made the game, it says these rules are all up for interpretation.
Yeah.
You can ignore or use whatever ones you want.
Yep. So stop being a fucking hard ass. But that was dope.
That was dope, dude.
awesome.
I actually really liked looking that up.
Drop your
really
theories
cool.
in the comments.
Yeah,
Let's have a debate or conversation about it.
I'm kind of in the mind where like the life vessel's gone, so they abandoned the ship. But why?
Yeah.
And where did they go?
Where go?
And yeah, like
What do
just
now?
so confusing for somebody with so much power and importance and wealth
Well,
at
and
the
you would
time to just
think-
disappear.
You would think if they like did have to abandon the ship, obviously 3.5 feet of water. Yeah, that can be scary.
But
for
unless
sure.
it's like
I would at
like-
least write it in the log, like, yo,
we're abandoning
here's where
the
we're
ship.
going. Here's like our
Yeah,
hopeful
it doesn't
coordinates.
even say that.
Yeah. Did they like? Did you find anything about them sending like a search party out? Or?
No. Well, because by the time the salvage crew found the ship, it had already been like months since they had set out.
Shit. Huh.
Because they set out, what did I say, July or something, and the ship wasn't found until December.
I think you said November to December.
November to this. Yeah. So
Well,
November
and
to
then that
December,
like
yeah.
small snippet I read, they were at the same port, and the Mary Celeste left like 8 days.
Oh yeah,
prior.
no, and that's why the captain thought it was weird because he's like, I saw them leave before us. They should have been in Italy a long time ago by now.
Yeah, they should have already been.
Why
there.
are they out there? So that's why he diverted the ship to go even check on it. And then as they got closer, they saw no crew or anybody moving on deck.
What a good man, though, because you
Well,
know a
that's
lot of
crazy.
captains would have been
like,
"Fuck it,
you,
Yeah.
gotta make my
I gotta
time.
go." Yeah.
Time's money, bitches. Oh yeah.
So, good
That's
job,
good job,
Briggs.
dude.
Or no, what was his name?
Well,
Morehouse.
But then at the same time, they did tow the ship in for salvage rights. So maybe that
Yeah,
was their...
but I mean, at that point, what are you gonna do? Just leave it adrift?
True. That's a waste.
Yeah.
I don't know. So weird, dude. It's another one of those like Edgar Allan Poe mysteries where it's just like, what happened?
What the fuck? Yeah.
What the fuck happened?
That one still blows my mind too. I'm like, what the fuck
That's-
happened?
You know what? Fuck time machines for going back and actually changing stuff. I just
wanna
want to
just
go back
find
to
out.
watch. Like, I'm not even going to stop the murder from happening. I'm just going to be like,
I just want to
that's
know
who
what
killed
dude.
Edgar Allan Poe?
Yeah.
Yeah, motherfucker. And
Right.
then just leave.
Like, you know, and I think that's why these stories and cases are so fun, because it's like, it's up to your imagination at that
yeah.
point, because it's nobody knows. So it's
Nobody
like,
knows.
offer a fucking theory at this point.
And I feel like at this point, it's been hundreds of years. It's not like
It's not
disrespectful
really
to
gonna get
theorize
solved.
about,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, and
what
I
the
think
fuck happened to these
especially with
people.
Poe, with like the kind of
Yeah,
shit
dude,
that
he
he would
was
write, he
into-
would want us
To be
like,
doing that, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, bitch.
Yeah,
I am one of my
I am
books.
fucking weird. Write a book about how weird my death is.
Yeah, it's so strange.
But I'm
But
glad
no,
you
that
like
was a lot
that.
of fun.
I'm glad you
Enjoyed that.
like that. I'm
That was
glad.
really cool.
Sorry, it's a little bit of a shorter episode than I normally do, but
That's okay. You know, I mean, there's only
there was
again, like
only
we
so
said,
much
only
information
so
I
much
could find about it,
information.
and I
Yeah.
really did. I looked at like 3 or 4 different sources, and I just couldn't find
Well, even last
any
night,
differing information really.
when I was waiting for our episode to process so I could upload it onto YouTube and Spotify, I was trying to find some sources for you on like YouTube and shit, and I found very little.
Oh yeah. So
So-
hopefully this episode blows up because I don't think I've seen a lot of people talking about the Mary Celeste.
Yeah. So I mean, ghost ships.
Ghost ships.
Sick as fuck.
Scary, and I don't know. Like that's another thing that's always cool. Like I don't know, just silly.
Just
I used to. It's so
mysteries in
dumb.
itself.
But when I was really, really young, I legitimately wanted to build my own pirate ship and have just a big crew with all my friends on it, and we just sailed the world. We don't
Like
we're
a
not
Peter Pan
pirates.
situation?
Yeah, we're not pirates. We're not out like actually like looting and plundering and hurting people. We're just
Adventure.
sailing the fucking ocean, going from port to port to port to port, just seeing the world, dude. That would be so dope.
See, one thing about me, I do not like open water.
I can't do the ocean.
I will
I'm
never
so
get on a
terrified.
fucking cruise.
Nope.
I will stay on the beach. I'm sorry if I can't touch land. Like I don't even like planes. Like
My fear
I
of open
panic with
water
planes.
started years after this original plan of sailing the ocean.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you know
There's
what
just-
the fuck? You know what movie it was that did it for me? Have you ever seen The Perfect Storm?
No.
It's a movie about this fishing vessel that gets caught in this horrible,
Wait,
horrible
is that with
storm.
Mark Wahlberg?
George Clooney and Mark Wahlberg and a bunch of
Yes,
people.
I have
in there.
seen that.
And
That's
the movie
so good.
ends with Mark Wahlberg alone floating in the middle of the ocean, and all it does is zoom out
And
and
he
zoom
died.
out and zoom out. And they never found him because they zoom out so far that it's literally just thousands of miles of ocean in each direction.
Well, and that's what like scares me. It's like
You will
there's
never get
so
found.
much fucking open water. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
And like drowning sucks. Eaten by sharks sucks.
Yeah.
Freezing to death sucks. There's
Yeah.
no fast way to
There's
go if you're
way
just lost
too
out in
many
the water.
like variables.
Yeah.
For you to succumb to the fucking elements.
Yeah.
At that point,
like
like
I've told
no,
people,
thank you.
I've said-
And it's salt water, so you
and,
can't
yeah,
fucking
so
drink
you can't
it.
drink it, and if you do, you're just gonna
You're
die
gonna
of
die of
dehydration.
dehydration.
Like it's literally like there's it's awful. It's awful.
Not to mention anything below that we don't fucking know about.
Well, and
you know,
that's
like
and you're like if your ship goes down, you're lucky if you make it off of it because
Yeah.
the ship itself
The
will suck
suction.
you down with
Yeah.
it. Like
y'all have seen the
that's fucking
Titanic,
terrifying,
and if you
dude.
haven't, you're fucking
dumb.
late
And
as hell.
have we talked about that where the scene in the movie of the ship going down is actually how long it
Yeah, the entire
you
movie.
were the one who told me
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
The entire movie
The
is the
actual
length of
yeah.
not only the voyage, but the entire scene where
Basically
the ship
played out
hits the
scene by
iceberg.
scene.
Yeah. James Cameron,
Really good.
phenomenal. I
Really
was
good.
like, dude, well, and especially because I think I also talked about it in that episode. He took like 20 dives down
yeah,
to
he's
the
done a
fucking
lot.
Titanic.
That's why he knew when that other vessel stopped communicating, he
was
knew
like, "They're done."
instantly they're done.
Yeah.
He's like, I know what happens at that depth. They're done.
Yeah, yep. Because
And
he's
it's crazy.
fucking
I
done it.
don't know. I still feel bad for that because they were humans, but they were rich, so
At
they
the
did it to
same time, though, he
themselves.
was fucking warned, and he fired the
Oh,
worker
well, yeah.
that warned him.
That's
Hey,
why,
you can't
so,
use
okay,
those different
that's
materials.
why I feel bad for all of the passengers that were
'Cause
suckered into going
they
on that
didn't
because
fucking
all
know.
they wanted to do was go on a once in a lifetime fucking experience,
Yeah.
diving underwater, and yeah,
Yep.
they had enough money to do it, so cool, they went and did it.
Yeah.
That captain was a piece of shit douchebag that's like, oh, I'm going to put everybody's lives in fucking harm's way because I want to
Knowing
cheap out on
damn well
everything.
this isn't going to be fucking
Using a
safe.
fucking $19 Logitech controller.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with
Yeah.
you, dude? Ugh, makes
Did
me
you
so
see
mad.
Amazon dropped but all the fucking reviews on that controller after that
Oh,
shit
yeah.
happened
Oh,
that
yeah.
they posted on Amazon? I
People-
was like, damn.
People went to it and trolled so hard.
The ocean literally said, "Eat the rich."
Oh my god. Well, I guess with that we will probably end up this episode.
Yep.
Thank you all for listening. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you stay updated when we post a video every Wednesday, very regularly. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Twitter, or not Twitter,
YouTube.
TikTok and YouTube.
Gmail,
Gmail.
strange narratives everywhere.
Well, the
Y'all know
Gmail
the
still
drill.
shows up as a laundry room, and I tried changing it today, and we can't change the email name.
Yeah, we have a whole new email.
Oh, I'm
We
still
just-
logging into the old email. Then.
Yeah, but that's where our drive is.
Oh, okay, okay, that's why.
Yep.
That makes
But,
sense.
yeah.
Never mind. Okay.
StrangeNarratives
Yeah,
at
so
gmail.com.
StrangeNarratives@gmail.com.
But it is the same password, so.
Oh, okay, cool. I don't.
But I haven't seen anything on there yet, so
yeah.
hit us up.
Please send us some fucking
Send us some
feedback.
lovin's.
We want some interaction. Like the
Yeah.
sooner we get, like, well, not the sooner, but like once we start getting interaction from you guys, we really think it'll like kind of incentivize more people to watch, more people to interact, and then we can really just
Yeah.
get this community growing. Because that's all we want to do. We just want to have a strong community of like.
We already do. We just
Honestly, yeah.
we want more interaction from you guys. We
We
always
want
respond.
more. We're being demanding.
We need more. We need more. What do we want? Interaction.
us
When do
what
we
you
need
got.
it? Now.
But yeah. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
listening. Bye.
Peace.
Did you see the reel I posted on Instagram? The 3 like older British ladies that try not to be a cunt. It's Christmas.
Oh my gosh,
It's
that's
fucking
us.
like 50-year-old ladies. Like it's so good, dude.
That's us. I'm gonna have to look at that because I don't. Other than like posting our episode this morning, I haven't been on
True.
at all.
Yeah. You've been too busy lately.
Yeah. Well, I also
how-
napped because
How's the new job treating you?
I love it already. I've only had one day so far. Tomorrow's my second training day, but lots of steps.
Oh yeah, you'll be
Lots
getting a
of
lot of
steps.
exercise.
And everyone's super cool, super welcoming so
Nice.
far, and all the
Nice.
regulars that I've met so far are really cool. So I think it's gonna be like a good fit for me for sure. So
Good. I'm super
why
excited
is my
for
eye
you.
watering?
Because it wants to be a bitch.
But yeah, no, I already love it. My boss is super cool. I've only met the owner once, and it was just
How are
introduction
ya? Yeah.
kind of situation. So I'll have more time to meet everybody soon.
That's cool though. That's exciting. It's
I got
always
my-
nerve-wracking to start a new job.
Yeah,
Especially like, well, I guess you haven't been out of work too long, but
yeah. It's been
You
like
go-
like 3 years, but
has it been that long since you were at the movie place?
well, I went back for a little bit for like paperwork,
Yeah,
but that was
but
like
that was about
solo.
it.
I was upstairs. I
Yeah.
didn't really have to deal with anybody really. And I had been there for like 5 years prior to that, so it was like I already knew what the hell I was doing. So
True.
it was like
True.
nerve
This is
wracking just
all
filling
new.
out my W-2. I was like, I haven't done this in like
Forever.
freaking 8 years, dude. I was like, I don't remember how to fill these out. So
Oh right, I still don't. I'm so bad at doing taxes. I just
Yeah.
have H&R
And then
Block do it for
just
me.
like learning the
TurboTax.
vibes and the rotation and
Oh,
shit
yeah.
is
Give it a month and you'll have it down.
I give
pat,
it like
dude.
maybe like another week and a half and
Yeah.
I'll be set, but yeah, it's like riding a bike. Once you've waited tables,
Oh, yeah.
you'll never forget
Yeah.
how to do it.
I
It's
feel
just
like even if
learning
it's
your-
been 15 years since I waited tables at this point, and I feel like I could still just jump right back into it.
absolutely. Absolutely.
That's
It's just
too
like
funny.
learning the menu, I think is the most
That's the
stressful.
hardest part. Yeah.
Yeah. Because the seating chart and stuff, super easy. It all
Nice.
makes like so much sense. So it's just learning the menu.
Oh
and
yeah.
learning people's names because I'm awful at that. I'm like, you
They
can
better
tell
have
me your
name
name,
tags.
I'm gonna forget. But what's cool is there's no uniforms.
Oh.
I literally can wear whatever I want as long as it's
like,
appropriate. So I can't wear my like let's start a cult shirt or like fun with
Oh,
chloroform because like
damn.
kids do come in
Yeah.
there.
But I mean, let's start a
But-
cult.
Let's start a cult. You guys want to start a cult? Strange Narratives cult?
We won't.
Gang.
We won't kill any of you.
Yeah,
We
no.
won't kill any of
Nothing
you.
crazy. We
I've already
just
cut-
we expect you to tune into every episode.
Oh yeah, well you got to do another episode about crazy cults. There's
Yeah,
some
with that
cra-
one that Amber sent us.
Did you hear about the one that's going on right now up in Canada? The QAnon Queen.
No, is that the one that they just dropped that documentary on?
I don't know if they dropped a documentary on her.
Or no, that was the Mother of God one that
Yeah, that
Amber
was-
sent us.
yeah.
They just dropped a documentary on that.
This chick is nuts. She has convinced people that Trump has like elected her as the Queen of America or some shit. And she's
But
like,
she lives in Canada?
well, that's where they're stationed right now because they've been literally run out of everywhere.
Oh, okay.
And the whole thing going on right now is they moved into an abandoned school in some Canadian town, and the entire town has been boycotting them and trying to get them the fuck out. 'cause they're like,
Canadians, drop a comment. Let us know what's
Right?
going on.
Let us-
if you're
yeah.
in that area.
I'll have to send you more details later, but it's
Yeah.
nuts, dude. She's insane. She's literally like, her followers are in the mindset of like mobilizing to kill people in charge so they can start making the changes that they think need to be made, and like,
What the
oh yeah,
hell?
it's fucking scary, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Those are the
Okay.
kind of people
Yeah,
that scare the shit out of
let us know
me.
if you're okay and if that's anywhere near you, if you have any other information
I'm
on
gonna
it.
send
'cause
you a video on it, dude. It's nuts.
We're interested to just hear about it for sure.